What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Sean Clues for coming from boosting up the coin. So, probably one of the last videos I'm fixing to do on Beterbiev and Bivol. Sorry, one of the last videos I'm fixing to do on Artur Beterbiev's head and Dmitry Bivol is this one here. Yeah, the clicks have dried up on that event now, so this will be the last one, but we're going to let it to rest with this one. Alexander Usyk gives his thoughts on the fight, and I was quite surprised, to be honest. So let's listen to the bars. Right now.
A lot of no.
Okay. Last question for you, on the way to rush to go. Beterbiev, Bivol, you watched the fight. Who do you think won the fight?
Yeah, I watched this fight. I think Bivol win this fight. Oh, not Bivol. But Beterbiev win.
You scored it to him?
Listen, for me, I say for me like a 6-6 for round. Yeah. But more percent win Beterbiev. Okay. Last three round 100% win Beterbiev.
Okay.
There you go, folks. Yeah, so all the Dmitry Bivol homosexuals. Bottom line, yeah, Usyk. I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard this, I thought, Usyk chilling his base like all the others do. Yeah, all the other guys who are more boxy. I thought, Usyk chilling his base. Because initially he comes out and says, I thought Bivol won. I thought, but then he says, no, I meant Beterbiev. Yeah, and for Usyk to sit there and say, you think Beterbiev won? Beterbiev won. Yeah, that's what did happen. He won. And really, when you look at Usyk's career, him in the championship rounds, and fighters know this, man. There's a reason they call them the championship rounds. I don't know why the point system doesn't equate for that. It should be like maybe a 1.5 scoring for the last two or three. The last quarter of the fight, or certainly the last two rounds, should be a 1.5 scoring. Yeah? So you times the scores by 1.5. Bash! Add a weight to the last two rounds. Because really, in the old school times, they'd have 15 rounds. Or you go until it's over. Yeah, so you have to build that in somehow. How you build it in is encourage people, incentivize them to get busy if they've got anything left. People had nothing. People had nothing left, man. People had nothing left, and Usyk said that. And Usyk's a boxy type dude. Really, They haven't got similar styles, but in terms of how they usually approach fights, you'd say Usyk's definitely more like Bivol than he is Beterbiev, traditionally. I guess the Fury fight, Usyk was more aggressive, but that was a one-off. That's not his go-to. It certainly hasn't been for his career. So if anyone would have been trying to blow Bivol for his performance, it probably would have been Usyk. He can't lie, though. And he's also, again, Usyk's been there. He's been there in the championship rounds of AJ twice. Usyk had one of the worst rounds in his career in round 9, I think, against AJ. He comes out round 10, red on it. Against Dubois. Gets knocked down. Knocks Spark out to the body, in my opinion. He gets up, though, and puts it on Dubois like he stole something. The Fury fight, he gets clipped in round 6. Round 8, he pops his nose. Round 9, he almost knocks Tyson Fury's Spark out. Almost sends him to meet his maker. Do you understand that, people? So Usyk being in the game, yeah. No, I get it. Just because I'm a transcendent individual, just because I get the spirit, just because the spirit of the boxing gods speak through me, I understand how a lot of you man don't understand it. But if you've been in the ring before, and you've been doing that like Usyk has, i.e., having to find another level at the end of a fight, you value that. Yeah? Generic Bivol / Faffers homosexuals can sit there and say, yeah, Bivol won. But you ain't, due respect, I don't believe any man who's been in a championship fight like that can sit there and say, he won when he's on the ropes like this, just getting punched up. No. It was a close fight, but if you have, like Usyk said, if you got to give it somewhere, it's Beterbiev all day and night. Never mind the fact he's 40-year-old. Never mind the fact he had a bum knee. Yeah? Don't forget, Beterbiev was mad at Bivol. Beterbiev said 5 years ago, I want to fight you. And Bivol said, no, not yet. So he's been waiting for dude. How much older do you need him? 40? 40, 49 this time? Do you want him 50? What's your name? Jake Paul? Dmitry Jake Paul Bivol. Yeah, what you want to do? Fight a 60-year-old Beterbiev. Yeah? Do you want to fight a 60-year-old Artur Beterbiev's head? That's the question. And then we're hearing now Eddie Steinberger is saying, oh yeah, well, we don't want to fight Beterbiev until October next year. Don't do it, Artur. I guess it don't even, to be honest, whether it's 6 months from now or a year from now, I think Beterbiev, I think his knee will only be stronger, to be honest. I think his knee, I guess fighters do get old at some point though. Triple G got old. Triple G looked old against Canelo when he was 40 or 39 or whatever. I don't think Beterbiev looked old, but his style isn't the most twitchy, so you wouldn't really know. I guess he could be like George Foreman though. Not exactly in terms of their styles, but George Foreman would be there. He'd be there and he was able to pull it off. So if anyone can pull it off, it would be Beterbiev. Still, it shows the mentality though. That's what it does show. Shows the mentality of Bivol's team. Always politicking, always whining, not enough fighting. Bottom line, not enough fighting. When you're in there with a 40-year-old man with a bum knee, coming off knee surgery, and only had 5 weeks to recover, not really, not even recovering. You're constantly using your knee, so nothing's really recovering. When you're in there with a 40-year-old dude with a bum knee, you should never be in there hunched over getting punched up. Yes, Bivol's defense held up. That don't mean you win a fight though. You don't win a fight by standing there like a heavy bag and or running. He was running for his life is what he was doing. And Usyk appreciates that because he's lived it. Yeah, he's lived having to find another gear. Who here saw Bivol find another gear and show his class? I've seen Usyk show his class. Usyk's in there, all due respect as well. Usyk's in there with heavyweights, right? Usyk hasn't just gone up one weight division either. This isn't I'm going from 200 pounds to 205 or to 210. He's gone from 200 pounds straight into 250. That's mad. From 200 pounds to 250. And we know the power. Cruiserweight isn't known massively for knockouts. Neither's like heavyweight. So that weight, going from 200 pounds to 250, is exponential in terms of critical damage. Heavyweights commit pound for pound much more damage than any other weight. It's not linear. It's like there's no knockouts and there's everyone getting knocked out at heavyweight when it's a good fight. Bottom line. Yeah? So Usyk's gone in there with AJ. Yes, AJ isn't as good as Beterbiev. Yes, Fury isn't as good as Beterbiev. But at the end of the day, Usyk went in there. And he's old. Usyk's old as well. It's completely switched around. Usyk's the one knocking on 40. He's going in there with these young, prime heavyweights, 30 pounds heavier than him every time. And he's finding a way to flip the script and finish strongest. Bivol cannot say the same. No one can sit here and... some of the Sky homosexuals, the zone commentators telling me, Bivol won 11 and 12. Like, you bugging, man. That commentary was shocking. He won 12. He won round 12, man. He won round 12. They said, yeah, man, it was a 50-50 fight. Come on now. Usyk told you straight. He lost the last 2 or 3 rounds. Bash. That's what happened there. Because Bivol... I think Usyk says something about who was hungry for the fight or something like that.
For me, I say for me like a 6-6 for round. Yeah, but more percent win Beterbiev. Last 3 round hungry percent win. But
the last 2 or 3 rounds, the hungry person was Beterbiev. I think that's what he said. I'm not sure about the English, but it sounded like hungry to me, and that's how it looked. One man was hungry for the win. One man was trying to do what Usyk did against AJ and Fury and Dubois. Beterbiev was trying to win. He was trying to be devastating. He was trying to lock it in. Bivol was not. Bivol was surviving, and he was doing that from the early rounds. Yeah, Bivol tried to get some respect in the early rounds. It didn't work, and he realised I got 2 options, and it's to run. That's what he did. He chose to run. And that's fine to do that, but you didn't win, man. Just because you got all these dudes you can't punch, like Andre Ward and Shakur Sleepvenson and Devin Haney. Oh, man, we got robbed. Team No Power got Paulie Malignaggi, another one. Oh, we got robbed. Team No Power got robbed. No, stop playing, man. Stop playing. Usyk can't, and that's the thing. I believe Usyk is in. He knows the spirit of the game. Yeah, he knows the spirit. People, oh, IB, you'd never boxed before. You don't know what you're talking about. Let's say I don't know what I'm talking about. Does Alexander Usyk? Oops. Yeah, a lot of you man suck Usyk off, and rightfully so to a certain extent. What are we doing then? Yeah, if there's one guy who you'd like to think knows the game of boxing, it'd be Usyk, and he's not like a shill either. Like he can tell you the truth. Yeah, it was a close fight. Beterbiev won. Bash. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. I understand the Bivol homosexual is going to be sick. And all we can really do is run it again. That's what we can really do. Run it again. ASAP. To be honest, it's a shame that Beterbiev isn't 37 still. 36 still. Because if he was, there'd be no question. The only question is now, will Beterbiev get a little bit slower? At some point you will age. That's a fact. At some point you take a step down. Does Beterbiev take a step down in the next 6 to 12 months? That's the only question there is. If Beterbiev comes in there as good as or better than he was last time, Bivol never wins. He never wins. I think Bivol will have PTSD trauma as well. He know what he felt in there. Yeah, he can jump out the ring and say, oh, hit my gloves, it hit my arms, and all my hand was bouncing off my head, so that's why I got hit on my eye. Okay. He knows though, right? He knows. He can talk about how his gloves bounced off his head and that's what caused the damage, but he knows. He knows what he felt in there. Because I've seen what he did with Carrot Top, right? I see the disrespect he showed with Carrot Top. When Carrot Top was letting his hands go, Bivol would have slapped him right in the mouth in between. Or Bivol would just post up there, tucked up and having a standing toe-to-toe with Canelo. So I know what Bivol does when he's comfortable. Yeah? And that's the first time really I've seen Bivol run like a thief. Never seen him do that before. Literally running for his life he was doing. That's the truth. Nothing to do with me. If Bivol stood there and fought hard, I'd say that he was running. That's legitimately running. That's what he was doing. Literally galloping from ring out, just galloping. And somehow the Sky Sports dudes were scoring that. Oh man, it's every time. I swear, after every round here, the Sky/DAZN homosexuals, if Bivol managed to run for a whole round, they'd say, oh, that was Bivol's round. He showed great footwork. Okay. Let's do that then. Let's get Mo Farah in the ring and get him to just sprint around and dart, and he can win every fight by 12 rounds. Just dotting and darting. You have to land some punches, man. You have to do something. You can't always be running. That's what you can't be doing. And Bivol showed you he showed you what boxing someone's head off is. That's the Canelo fight. No one can deny he won 9 or 10 rounds in that fight. And there's a reason he didn't even dare show some of that. Listen, Bivol did fight hard at points. I saw him tried to do a Usyk. He tried to flip the script. And at one point I thought it might be going that way. But then Beterbiev, Artur Beterbiev's head would put him straight back in his box. And he stayed in that box, ultimately. He tried 2 or 3 times to get out. And Artur Beterbiev head just went bash and put him straight back in there. Put him straight back in the cupboard. With a peephole. And gave his missus a take that. 100%. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this one, people. Stop it.